No, not like Obama.
Jiggy Jaguar.
Publisher of Talkers Magazine, Michael Harrison.
And it's a lot of fun, and it's very informative, and it does a lot of things. One, it's
www.jiggyjaguar.com.
24/7, 365. The Jiggy Jaguar radio program continues.
Well, wrapping up today with Slade Templeton. If you're listening to us on Sunday on RadioZenu.com, Jason and the Punknecks are coming up here in a few moments. Polly Punkneck and Jason. We'll talk to them about what they've been doing. They're all over the frickin' place as well. So we'll talk to them. If you're just listening to us on the stream, if you came in late or want to hear something again, we will post all the audio and everything on our website at jiggyjaguar.com. And Slade, as we wrap it up here, my friend, you've got the Big Hutch Fest event this weekend, and you've got you're off till you get back home, and when you get back home, it's writing, yeah. producing, writing again.
Yeah, until the next tour.
Until the next tour. Now, I'm gonna, and of course I say this all the time because that's what I am. I always like to refer to myself as Jiggy Jaguar, the ugly American. In Switzerland, do they speak English?
All of them, pretty much.
Okay.
The reason why.
I don't know. I'm sitting here and I'm like, I didn't ask the language question.
Yeah, look, this is the thing. In Switzerland, they have 4 main languages. They have French, Swiss German, it's German, and then they all learn High German in school, though, in English. And then they speak Romanesque, I think is what it's called, or some with an R word. I can't even pronounce it. I'm not good at German either. And then Italian, because it's right in the middle of all those. So they all kind of, but in order to communicate...
Oh my God, you gotta have a team to figure out who's speaking what.
In between 30 miles to the next city, they speak a whole different version of Swiss German.
Oh my God.
You can't understand between two. So me being American, only speaking English throughout school, now I'm living there for coming on to 3 years, and I'm trying to figure out High German, let alone, which is German, and then somehow transferring that down to Swiss German since I lived there, and then somehow transferring that Swiss German to Bern, which is different than Zurich.
Oh, Jesus.
And it's just crazy. And the thing is, they all speak English, so you walk in, you have an accent, and they're like, oh, American trying to speak German. I'll try and say German stuff, right? Just ordering something. As soon as they heard the American accent, then they immediately go, oh, and they start speaking to you in English. I'm like, I'm trying to learn here. You don't even let me try and learn.
Don't even let me try to learn your language.
You're like, yeah, I always speak English. I'll help you out.
So being in Switzerland and then coming to the United States, coming back to see family, coming to do events, things like that. Do you notice a major difference between the two countries, or is it
when I first moved there, and same when I lived in England even, there wasn't as much a culture shock there. It's after you're away for a long time, and then you come back to where you grew up, and you're just like, whoa. Mainly the driving around everywhere, and it's been so hard here in Kansas to find a healthy habit of eating.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I can walk like a block away and get a nice croissant and salad in Switzerland.
Yeah.
Here, I would have to walk for 10 miles or 3 hours.
You're not gonna you might have an opportunity in Wichita at some point.
Yes, yeah. Or a big
but
city like New York.
as far as
here,
Hutch or New York, you might have a shot at it, but yeah.
No, big cities here you still can if you live in certain areas, but it's just
Hutchinson's got some problems. And we talked about it before we got on the air. And food is just another one of them.
Yeah, just one of them. Just another of a list.
Yes. Well, and for whatever reason here in Hutch, and I don't know why this is, because I lived here in 99 till about 2004, and then I moved to McPherson, then to Salina, then I came back. And I don't know what it is, but for whatever reason, right now, especially in this town, they love drinking.
Really?
What is that about?
That's all I'm known for here.
Okay, well maybe it's just a bit of tradition.
Maybe you're just getting around with people now.
I've been around different people. Because it's just like they love these pub crawls.
Yeah.
The city sponsors pub crawls.
I didn't know they were doing that here.
And I'm like, you gotta be out of your mind. They had the last year.
5 pubs. So it's the same crawl. Same crawl every time.
Same crawl every time. They just have different themes. Last year they did a deal, the Smallville pub crawl, and it was for Smallville weekend, and everybody got Superman shirts, and they all went out drinking. And the Will Wheaton Project came to town and filmed a segment on the deal, and they put it out, and everybody was like, they're making us out to be a bunch of drunks. That's because that's what you are. It's the same route. It's Santa Fe 21 over here, and then you end up going to Carl's, you go to Click. It's the same route downtown all damn time.
We used to make the same route every day. same places. That's how my childhood.
My buddy A-Rock, Mr. Alex Cabal, who used to work at, I think he still works at KSKU. He said that what Downtown Hutch should become is like the old town in Wichita, where they have a bar on every corner, and I'm like, oh, that's good. Yeah. Let's encourage it.
Yeah, that's really good. That'll help out here.
Thank you, A-Rock.
Well, and I mean, coming from here too, it's funny because on Monday, since I'm in recovery and stuff, I'm not an addict anymore or anything. I'm actually giving speeches at a rehab facility here. And you see how many people here have drinking and drug problems. And I mean, I was bad from touring and everything, and I fell really heavy into addiction, and now I'm sober, and I do a lot of speeches out to people to show, if I can make it in this industry that I'm in, then you can make it.
You can make it.
You can make it.
When we did Concerts for a Cause in McPherson, Kansas, we expanded this year and did season 1 down there, and we've got our stuff that we do here on Saturdays. We did those on Thursdays down there. Where we did them in the plaza in McPherson is right next to a drug and alcohol rehab place. And so all of them, during their breaks, they would come out and listen to the music. And then when it was over, they'd come across the street and buy a hot dog and hamburger. And it was always like, well, at least we've got a built-in fan base and customer base.
And they need that, you know?
Yes.
They do. They need good, sober, fun things to do. And that's the problem with Hutchinson is there's not any.
There's nothing.
Have you seen the Hutch Mall? There's like 3 shops in there.
There is 3 shops in there.
I
remember back in the day, there was a pizza place. You go into that food court, it was food all the way around.
Yeah, it was great, man. We
and
had laser tag in there
Walmart was in there, and yes.
Lots of cool
KB
stuff.
Toys, all that.
Yeah, and
now it's
it was so
a ghost
depressing.
town.
I went there. They got the alley, though. It's really cool. That'll keep some kids busy, but it's so expensive.
Oh God, it's expensive.
Yeah.
And the first week they were open, and you're gonna empathize with me on this because it's typical Hutch. The first week they were open and they made a shit ton of money, and then the next week they're like, let's raise our prices. Oh, great idea.
What?
Great idea. Let's gouge people. This whole town is about gouging people, but we don't have enough time to get into that. Yeah. But at least you feel my pain, sir. Switzerland, oh, take me with you. I think all this will fit on the plane. Now, before we let you go, how do we connect with you online, get in touch with you, all these various things?
A lot of people have me on my personal page, but I think it's full. But you can go to facebook.com/Slade_Templeton. That's my personal one, but I do a lot of my music stuff, kind of consolidate all there. Otherwise, there's Crying Vessel and Defunct with the exclamation mark, which is Defunct Music after facebook.com.
Well,
but, yeah.
It's good stuff. I appreciate it. You're the man. You're the man. Thank you for being on today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And we will try to meet back up with you November when you're coming back through.
Yep.
So,
no one even knew I was coming back on tour then.
Really?
But it's okay.
It's okay. Well,
this is the first. The first
I can
time.
do editing.
No, you can keep it in. My manager might be upset, but it's okay.
Leave it in. Okay, well, we're going to do this. We're going to take a time out, and we will come back. If you're on the stream listening to us, that's awesome. Keep listening. If you're listening to us on Radio Xenu, we've got Paulie and Jason from the Punk Necks coming up here.